What's up? What's up? I'm drinking my evening coffee. I just woke up from a nap. I gotta get this content out there, baby. So I want to start off with a couple of hometown things. You feel me? Last weekend, Darius Fulton versus Beck the Bully. Darius is from my hometown, 254 representative. So I'm gonna talk about that first. I'm gonna connect that to the Caleb Plant loss, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to tell you if you live anywhere in Central Texas, if you live near Fort Cavazos, we are hosting a fight night on June 27th. So that's what we're doing right now, getting our fighters prepared for that. That's why I haven't been making content. If you live around here, it's going to be packed. It's going to be some very important people there. Come out. It's free. If you can get on post, it's free. So let's talk about Darius. Let's talk about Caleb. And let's talk about some things that I think that can improve both of their performances. So I thought Darius did okay against Beck the Bully. I just think his head movement ain't there, man. He's in incredible shape. If y'all watch that fight, he really didn't get tired to the end. He got dropped at the end, and he really wasn't even all that tired. Man, his conditioning is honestly incredible, but it was just a fight strategy that wasn't great. He wanted to fight too bad. Beck the Bully, he has great movement, and sometimes I'm not even gonna say like he's an incredibly powerful puncher. I really don't think he is. I think he got that name the bully because he bullies people, but he's not like no, he's not no Deontay Wilder. He's not even Fabio Wardley, who I'm gonna cover in a second too, because I'm gonna connect all three of them actually. So as y'all know, Caleb Plant lost to Resendez, right? I think Caleb Plant's problem, apart from being injured, because he said he was injured, I think his problem is that he does not be physically prepared to do the stuff that his mind wants to do. And I know part of that is he's getting older, but I'm not just talking about because he's getting older, because he's had this problem multiple times against Canelo, against Benavidez, and he's having it now, or he just had it now, I should say. The thing is, if you're gonna move a lot, you have to be prepared to move a lot. That shit is exhausting. Any of y'all that have boxed before, if you've ever been a mover, if you've ever tried to move, if you ever got cracked and you thought, man, let me not stand right in front of this dude. When you start moving, it's so exhausting, bro. It doesn't even matter. Even if you train for it or you like train like that, it's still exhausting. I think one of Caleb Plant's problems might be that he's such a good boxer that he doesn't actually have to move that much in sparring. I bet you his sparring is a little bit like tougher in the sense that he's standing right in front of his people and picking them apart. But he gets into a fight with, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a powerful puncher, just someone with good pressure. And he crumbles towards the end. And in this case, he didn't get stopped or anything, but he lost. You know what I mean? He just couldn't deal with the pressure. I'm not going to go into a strength and conditioning lecture, but what I would say is that even at this age with his reflexes slowing and stuff, if he puts a little bit more effort into his strength and conditioning, and I don't want to say effort because I bet you he's working hard. If he gets with a strength and conditioning coach that knows how to prepare him for those, he needs to be physically prepared to do that kind of stuff. If that would change his game. He already knows how to box well. He doesn't need that. I'm not gonna say you can't get better at boxing. You can always get better at boxing, but that is his particular problem. Now let's go back to Darius. Darius's problem is not conditioning. Darius's problem was game plan. He said it himself in the post-fight interview, right? He said he's a little bit inexperienced. Maybe he wasn't ready for that moment. Who knows? I think he could have won that fight. I didn't think he won it, but I think he could have won it had he did some things a little bit differently. Honestly, he could box a little bit better than he does. He kind of fights like he's a juggernaut, but he don't hit like that. Even when the commentators are like, he's so powerful. I'm like, he's not though. No disrespect. He's not a guy that's gonna like kill his opponents in two shots. He's not a guy that's gonna make his opponents just want to move away from every single one of his punches. He's good. He's definitely strong enough to hurt somebody and to stop them, but he has to do it differently than that. And so I'm gonna skip just a little bit. If you guys watch Fabio Wardley fight this weekend, he uses boxing science for his strength and conditioning. Those guys are, what's his name, Wilson Wade. Though that whole company, super good strength and conditioning. I have nothing but respect for them. I've actually bought some of their products just to look at it, not in like a sneaky way, but as a coach, I'm always interested in seeing how other people do things and seeing if it makes sense. And I've bought a few of their products and looked through it, and I'm like, this stuff is legit. So I've always had a lot of faith in Fabio Wardley just because of his strength and conditioning. And he started boxing with no amateur career. Well, I think he took like 3 amateur fights or something, but that's nothing when you're talking about stepping up into this level of pro. So he's learning on the job, and he almost always gets knockouts because he's just so overwhelmingly powerful. And they put a big emphasis on that. This last fight this weekend, this motherfucker lost every second of the fight until he got the knockout, and he still had knockout power late, and he was still capable of doing what he wanted to do because his strength and conditioning was so good. So I think the thing that a lot of people make the mistake with strength and conditioning in boxing is they think it's one or the other. They're like, oh, I'm gonna get with this strength and conditioning coach and I'm gonna knock out everybody. It's like, nah, you still have to pretty much be a good boxer. You have to put yourself in a place to get that knockout, right? The most powerful dude in the world can't knock you out if he can't hit you. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to work on your boxing. But if you're lacking that strength and conditioning, it could be that all the boxing in the world that day won't save you if that guy's boxing is decent and he can hit you. So in this case, Fabio Wardley was good enough to land his punch before the fight was over. You can't really say like he's a bum that got a lucky punch. He was able to take the punishment and he was able to wait for his opportunity to land a really good shot. That particular shot was good. Like he really stepped off to the side, landed his right hand while another right hand was coming at him. It was a great shot and it had enough power on it to stop his opponent. Now, was the count quick? Who knows? That's not my job. The referee counted to 10. Well, he counted to 9. He decided that the fighter was not good to go. That's how it goes. So, any of you amateur fighters, any of you guys that just recently went pro, even if you're a big pro watching this, make sure you prepare physically for what you're trying to do in the ring. If you are an explosive fighter, if you plan to be throwing a lot of punches or heavy punches, you need to be, like I said, I'm not going to go into a science lecture, but there's 3 different energy systems. If you're doing long, slow runs all the time, you're not going to be physically prepared to throw fast or a lot of punches. Like, that's just basic science, all right? Let's move on a little bit. We're going to take a little break to tell you that me and my brother are supposed to be interviewing Tyrell Herndon about his Deontay Wilder fight this Sunday. So if you're still watching this right now and you're interested in anything Tyrell Herndon has to say about his fight with Deontay Wilder, leave a comment and tell me what to ask him or what you want to know about his training or what you want to know about his game plan. As much as he'll tell, I'll push the limits, but I'll still respect his game plan for the fight. So if you want to know anything about him in the upcoming fight, anything about his life at all, leave a comment and tell me, and I will ask him. And like I said, if it's a little bit invasive, maybe I'll cut that part out and we won't release that until after the fight. All right, let's go back. Keyshawn Davis. What's up with this dude, man? He really disappointed me this weekend. If anybody doesn't know, I never liked Keyshawn Davis. I know someone personally that sparred with him, and Keyshawn Davis stepped on his head. I might post the footage in here. I might not. I don't know. But Keyshawn Davis put his full body weight on his head. Well, I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it more than that. I just don't think a good person would do that to somebody. And so I've never thought he was a good person. Bro missed weight by almost 4 pounds. You almost cleared the next division, bro. You almost up into 147. Didn't really seem apologetic and just lost the event, the money. I heard they still got to pay De Los Santos his money. And then to top it off, him and his brothers jumped Albright in the back. Now, what qualifies as jumping somebody? I don't know, but it was some ratchet shit that shouldn't happen in the back room. That's what I can't say for sure. Whether it was jumping or almost jumping or whatever, that shouldn't happen. Especially not at a hometown event. Especially for what? Why is it happening, bro? I'm assuming he's one deep. Because both times he talked about it, he didn't have nobody beside him. You know what I'm saying? He might have had a trainer or something, but what are y'all doing, bro? I don't get this guy, man. he basically just passed that off to Abdullah Mason because everyone was talking about him as the next big thing at 135. Maybe people thought he was going to move up, but they were still talking about him. He was a champion. And now all eyes are on Abdullah Mason. So he really messed up his business plans. I'll go straight into his brother's fight from there. What the fuck was he doing? What was he doing, bro? Like, I don't know. I've seen that he's had trouble with those overhand rights his whole career, but he was not adjusting to that shit at all, bro. Like, at all. If somebody keeps dipping their head down to throw a shot like that, you have to put something in place to make them stop doing it. You can't just lean back, bro. Like, and I didn't. I don't know. They didn't put the camera in the corner, so I don't know what Keyshawn and his other brother were telling him. I don't know if he just wasn't listening or if they didn't have good advice. But I don't know why somebody wasn't telling them, hey, just time him on the way in. Uppercut his ass. If you want to dip and throw that overhand right, then you lean and throw an uppercut. You'll move out of the way and you'll get an uppercut in. You know what I'm saying? And even if you miss it, he'll start respecting the fact that it's coming. It'll make him conscious of dipping his head down there. But you can't just keep leaning back and letting him do that. And I think part of that is just like what I said about Darius. Like they be telling these dudes that they super heavy punchers and they're not. Like even when he landed good shots on Albright, they really didn't do nothing, bro. To be honest, like I'll be like, ooh, and I'm like, nah, he don't crack like that. Like you don't crack like that, bro. You can't be fighting like you crack like that when you don't. So I think you first of all, it's good to have something to make people respect you, bro. If you don't have great power, you need to work on that. And I know some people are gonna be like, power is genetic. Some of it is, some of it isn't. You can always get more powerful. A lot of it is mechanics too. It's like throwing a ball. Like maybe you suck at throwing a ball today. That doesn't mean you can't ever throw a ball hard. Are you gonna throw it as fast as Randy Johnson? Probably not. Are you gonna be Tom Brady? Probably not. But that doesn't mean you can't throw it hard though. You know what I'm saying? So that's a mechanics thing. What was I gonna say? Yeah, just just wasn't dealing with that pressure well. When he would deal with it well, when he would land some good counters, they were nice. But it seemed like he would abandon his plans after that. I don't know if he was like, maybe he's drained. Maybe all the brothers have problem making weight. I don't know because that makes a huge difference. If you getting cracked with a dehydrated system, you feel all of that shit. So maybe that's what his problem is. Maybe he needs to move up. Either way, I will watch that rematch. I'll watch that rematch and see if he could come with a better game plan. I'm not gonna say too much about Abdullah Mason because even though I thought that was gonna be a bigger test for him, I still definitely was not surprised by the result. I just think I think Jeremiah is it's a little past the hill, man. He don't seem like he really wants to fight. And maybe he was never as good as we all thought he was. Anyways, like we kind of gave him a lot of credit um, because we're like, losing to Shakur is not a big deal, right? But since then, like when he fights better opponents, he gets washed, bro. It ain't like, he just lost. Like it's like, damn, bro, motherfucker always getting stopped in the second round, or you know what I mean? Like he beat Berchelt, but Berchelt been messed up since COVID. I think COVID ruined his system or something, bro. Like I don't even know. I used to love watching Berchelt, and he always had like type Bambi legs, but he was still a lot better than he is now. Berchelt is ruined now, bro. Let me check. I got a couple more things on this list. All right, Junto Nakatani. I'm not even gonna talk about his performance because he always fights great. He always fights well. If y'all want me to do like a single video on him and stuff that he does well, I will do that. But you know, I'm just not gonna talk about it right now. But what I will say is, man, him versus Bam and him versus Inoue coming in the near future, bro. That's gonna be sweet. I think I think this is a controversial opinion, and y'all can say what y'all want in the comments. I think he actually beats Bam, and I think he could beat Inoue. I just think it's gonna be a struggle. Um, but I think if he catches Inoue on the way out, because he's getting older, you know, I think he can win that one too. I think Inoue's raw power is more of a problem than Bam's. Bam is super slick, but Junto is too. You know what I mean? So I think that's gonna be a good one. If he loses it, I won't be like, oh, can't believe this. I think all three of them are great fighters. So whenever you're talking about great fighters, it's whoever makes the better adjustments that day. Um, and you can never guarantee that one great fighter is gonna beat another great fighter. So I'm just excited to see both of those fights if they play out, him versus Bam and him versus Inoue. Let me know who y'all think will win each of those matchups. Do you think Bam and Inoue will wash him? Do you think he's gonna beat both of them 1-1? Let me know. Last one, Jail Pataya, man. I just want to see him fight Soto Ramirez because, like, I'm tired of watching both of them fight people that they beat up. To be honest, like, I want to see them fight each other. It's time. All right, make it happen. Make it happen, man. We tired of watching all these other fights. He breaking people's jaw early in the fight, man. I want to see them fight each other. I don't got too much to say about that one either. I'm gonna come back with another video this weekend. If it isn't the Tyrell Herndon video, it'll be another video like this. And if it is the Tyrell Herndon video, I will react to the fights this upcoming weekend sometime in the week. But like I said, we're preparing these fighters for that big fight night on June 27th. So I am extremely busy right now. But I like doing these videos, man. I will prefer that y'all leave me a comment and tell me something that you want to see because it gives me more to talk about. But I live boxing, bro. So when I think about these fights, I don't even know what to say sometimes because I'm like, what would a person that doesn't know much about boxing or a person that's not inside of the boxing world, I don't necessarily know what y'all want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm talking to my brother, we both live this. You know what I mean? So we talk about little stuff that sometimes it's not even boxing. It's like I could tell this dude was nervous because of this, or I could tell that he was thinking about the crowd because of this, because we've done it and we've been there and we've been with fighters so many times. But I don't want to just be talking about. I don't want this to be a psychology channel. I mean, I could talk about that stuff if you want to, but if y'all want to know something specific about boxing or a particular fight, I would love to start making individual analysis videos. Like I would love to just take one fight instead of just reviewing fights. If y'all want, if you watched a certain fight and you want to know why the person lost, what they could have done better or something like that. If you want a video like that, let me know. I would love to make a video like that. Like I said, coaching is my life, bro. I'm a strength and conditioning coach by profession, but I coach boxers too. I boxed before, so I love watching film. All of these fights on the weekends, bro, all of them are on my phone. Every single one. I don't pull these highlights from YouTube or nothing. I got them in my phone recorded because I watched through them. I look at punches landed. I look at counters that one person could have landed because I do that. I look at that for my fighters too. I say, hey, you see what happened to him this weekend? Don't let this be you. When you see this punch coming, go under it and throw this. When you see this punch coming, do this. So, like I said, to me, it's difficult to come up with stuff to say because I don't know exactly what y'all want to hear. So the more information y'all give me in the comments, you could be rude if you want, you could be nice if you want. I don't really care. Y'all are internet people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna cry. Like, if you comment and say this video sucked, I'll just be like, hey, can you tell me why it sucks so I can make it better, bro? Like, so anyways, next week, y'all will see me again. If you don't see me again, leave a comment and say, hey, why you capping, bro? Why you not making videos? What's good? Leave a comment and fire me up, bro, so I can get back on it. So I'll see y'all next time. I gotta go get my workout in. I gotta wake up early. Catch y'all next time. Peace.